Hi folks, Mr. Ackerman here. Thanks for watching. Today's video is your first special assignment video under the new learning environment that we find ourselves in. And you are obviously in G class as we speak, so you know that I'm calling this special assignment number 1, what you've been up to. And the purpose is literally what the title says. I want to know what you've been doing in terms of photography over the past few weeks. I think we haven't seen each other in almost a month, and if you're like most people, you've probably taken some photos and you certainly have stories to tell. So let's hear about them. The goal officially is to get you back into the swing of things and to show off some of the great photos I hope you've been taking. If you haven't been taking anything, if you've been on a little bit of a break, then it's time to start up again. The equipment you'll need would be any camera, so probably your phone, or if you have an SLR or something more advanced than a phone, go for it, you can use that. Editing software. Use the editing software that's in your phone. If you have Photoshop at home, great, you can use that. Maybe you have Lightroom or some other editing platform, great, no problem. Just try to make your photos look as good as they can. The assignment is formative, but it's mandatory. We want to get this done. We want to get things moving again and kind of get as close to normal as possible under the circumstances. And the completion time is 2 days. Normally this would be a 1-day assignment, but because we're kind of working at about half the regular pace, doing about 3 hours of work a week instead of 6, I've given it 2 days. So step 1, as I mentioned, if you've been taking photos, great. I want you to look back on what you have and pick 2 or 3 that you're particularly pleased with. So these can be anything like people, places, and things photos. Maybe you've been cooped up in your house or apartment and you've noticed the light streaming in the morning or throughout the day in different ways through different windows, and that caught your eye and you took some photos. Great, go for it. Anything will do. If you haven't been taking photos, people, places, and things would be a great place to start. Edit the photos, like I said, in any way that you can to improve their appearance. Color, contrast, and crop being some of the main things to concentrate on. Upload to Google Drive and rename them using the your name-title format that we've always been using, and then attach them to this assignment. Now I'm going to show these off to everyone in the class, so don't include something that you are not comfortable with other people seeing, okay? Finally, once you've attached the 2 or 3 images, in the private comment part of the assignment where you attach things, give me a paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences, proper English, proper spelling and grammar, just giving me some insight into the photos, what they represent, what it's been like for you the past little while, what the photos have to do with that, some thoughts, anything that kind of connects the photos to your thoughts. And that's it. Submit and welcome back. Now, before I go, I want to share with you some of the work that I've been doing. So I'm going to pop over here into Photoshop, and I'm going to move myself out of the way. And let's start with this photo here. So most days, my wife and I have taken our kids on a bike ride or a walk or a hike somewhere nearby where we can get out and not be around people to be safe. And on one day, near the start of the first week after the March break, so the beginning of not being in school, it was snowing in the morning, and we went down to the ravine. This is the Don River. I walked up on a bridge and set up my camera and took this landscape photo, which I'm actually pretty happy with, considering I was just walking by and just had to take photos of what was in front of me. Didn't really have too much time to set up. I converted it to black and white because it was a kind of a gray day anyway, and there wasn't too much color, and I wanted to bring out those tones. So there's one thing. That's a places photo, of course. Here's a people photo. On a different day, we were walking along the same trail, and by now all the snow had melted, and I don't think it's coming back. So it was a nice warm day. I liked this little bridge here with the railing and the way the forest kind of had this, upside down U-shaped canopy. Just soft kind of shadows cast with the sun behind us so it wasn't harshly lighting our faces. And I set up my camera on a tripod. I had a remote control cable release or clicker just to get the camera to take pictures, and I'm actually holding that in my hand in the pocket of my jacket, and I told my family just walk toward the camera, smiling, looking really happy, and I was clicking away. Probably we did this 3 or 4 times, and I probably took upwards of 100 photos, and then I picked out the one that had the best facial expressions and the best stride with her legs, so her legs didn't look like they were in some weird position. I'm pretty happy with the results. Here's a things photo just around my house, around the side. I have an older house, and this is the milk box, believe it or not. Decades ago, you didn't always go to the store to buy milk. You would, I guess, have a subscription of sorts, and the milkman would come by every morning and drop off a glass bottle of milk, and you would leave the previous day's empty bottles, and he would collect them, and you that's how you got your milk. So the milk box would be opened from outside, and you didn't even have to go outside. There was another side to the store on the inside of the house, and you would just open it up and collect your milk. And I guess if someone really wanted, he could open the outside and climb into your house if he could squeeze through there. You'd have to be a pretty small person, but I guess people were a lot more trusting back then, and doors weren't locked. Anyway, I still have this milk box here, although it's sealed off on the inside so no one can get in, but it's so old, the paint is cracking, the light was really soft, there was some rust on the screws, it caught my eye, I took a photo, I thought it was a pretty good study of shapes and lines and texture. And finally, one morning I got up, it had rained, my car, which is relatively new, and I guess it has a little bit of the wax on the body still, it caused the water to bead up like this, and the light was just hitting it in a weird way. I liked the patterns, and so I thought of this as an abstract photo. Did a little bit of cropping. I kind of like the result, and I really like the color as well. So there's some of what I've been doing. I hope you guys have been up to similar things. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And so enjoy this assignment, and I will hopefully be able to make some great comments and show off all of your work. Looking forward to seeing what you got. Take care.